Sonic Movie 4 leaks have apparently started to drop, and the most recent one is so juicy, but it does come with a cost. So, the Sonic 4 movie leaks have started to drop, and the one I'm going to be discussing today is the latest, and it states that Amy is the one coming from the future to try and change the past. Yes, you heard that right. Amy Rose is coming from a destroyed future that Dr. Eggman and Metal Sonic rule over, not Silver. Silver the Hedgehog will not be the one coming back from the past, and he's still not being mentioned to be in this movie, and to be honest, I don't think he is. No! So they've changed Silver's role within the context of the Sonic franchise to Amy. Now, this is clearly going against the game's law, but don't forget, much of what happens in this movie franchise is completely different to the games. This is definitely its own law, its own world. Like Shadow not being created by Gerald Robotnik, Knuckles not being the guardian of Angel Island, and now Amy being the one coming back from a destroyed future. It's not necessarily bad, however I do think there is a certain way to go about this, if this is the route you want to take, and you want Amy to be the one to return from the future. One possible way I thought of quickly just was, what if Amy came back to the past to try and save the future by acquiring the help of Sonic and his friends, but she's followed by Silver, who came back to the past to kill them and prevent the future entirely. I also think this works better if Sonic Movie 4 is part 1 of 2. That way we could focus on Amy's character development and her relationship with Sonic and the others more, and having Silver be the main antagonist alongside Metal Sonic robots like we saw at the end of movie 3. And then in movie 5, which would be part 2, we focus more on Silver's character and the reintroduction of Dr. Eggman. Do I think this would happen? No. Do I think this should happen? Not really. Jim Carrey is a huge draw to these movies, and keeping him out of Sonic Movie 4 does pose a danger to the box office results. And as we saw with Sonic Movie 3 box office, I think we've sort of capped at the height of these movies. Sonic Movie 3 was still huge, but it couldn't surpass that 700k threshold, and I don't think any of them will. Nor Amy, Silver or Metal Sonic are as big as Shadow in popularity, especially with casual fans and moviegoers. The closest I'd say is Silver, which is why it's so bizarre to me that they've chosen to go with Amy as the main draw for movie 4 over Silver, and having her be the end credit scene in Sonic Movie 3, and again her being the one from the future instead of Silver. Amy fans, I'm sorry, but she really isn't that popular with casual moviegoers and the general audience. In fact, I'd say her popularity is at an all-time low recently, with the terrible writing she's been given in recent games like the rewrite of Generations. She just doesn't have the star power like Shadow or Jim Carrey's Eggman to carry the film and the marketing on her shoulders. I am a huge Amy fan and I am incredibly happy she's here. However, I think making her the main focus, even over Metal Sonic by the look of it, is the wrong call. Now, I don't think Metal Sonic or Silver are that big either, but you also need to realise that most Sonic fans are male, they are boys and men, so they will be far more into Metal Sonic action, robots being smashed, robots trying to kill people, and Silver using his telekinesis powers, ripping through buildings and ripping cars apart and trying to murder Sonic, over the probable and most likely story route of the Sonic and Amy love interest, which is likely what they'll go for, or they'll do the more generic girl boss route, which I don't think they should do either. Yes, Amy looks badass here, she was great in the end credit scene of Sonic Movie 3, but in the typical male mind, she's just not that cool compared to Silver and everything he can do. Well, I guess we will just have to wait and see, as we really don't know much about this film yet. But hey, I have faith in the Sonic movie franchise, surprisingly, as they have killed it with all 3 installments so far. We don't talk about the Knuckles show. Anyway, thank you guys and girls for listening to me ramble on about this. Hopefully you get some enjoyment from it. Let me know your theories and wishes down below in the comments. Do you like my idea of having Amy and Silver be in this movie, and movie 4 and 5 being part 1 and part 2? Please like and subscribe for more Sonic content weekly. We are trying to build a community here after all, and we would love to have you here. For now, take care and be safe out there.